Hello, BookTube. Today I'm doing a reprise of the J tag. The J tag was part of a series of tags based on the alphabet created by Jim of Jim's Books, Reading, and Stuff. I'll leave a link to his channel in the show notes down below. J is for Japan. What was the last book you read by a Japanese author? Since last Monday, I have read nothing but Japanese authors. Most recently, Volume 11 of Demon Slayer by Koyoharu Gotoge. Demon Slayer is a series set in Taisho-era Japan, the early 20th century. It's about a young man named Tenjiro Kamado and his sister Nezuko, who are the only survivors of a family that was slaughtered by a demon. Tenjiro left the family homestead to sell charcoal when the demon attacked, leaving Nezuko the only survivor and her transformed into a demon. The demon who attacked the family is the first demon, the original demon, being called Muzan, who has the ability to turn mortals into demons. In this setting, demons are transformed humans, having ingested Muzan's blood. Tenjiro joins a corps of vigilantes called Demon Slayers after encountering a high-ranking Demon Slayer shortly after Nezuko was transformed, and convincing the young man Giyu to spare her life, and he introduces Tenjiro to the Demon Slayer Corps. Volume 11 is the conclusion of a 3-volume arc that started with Volume 9, in which another upper-ranked Demon Slayer named Tenjin recruited Tenjiro and Tenjiro's friends Inosuke and Zenitsu to help him infiltrate a red light district, as Tenjin's 3 wives have disappeared while investigating reported demonic activity in this red light district. I really enjoyed that volume, and I'm continuing with my readings of Demon Slayer. So I started this past Sunday with 8 volumes, and then I got 3 yesterday, and I will continue on until I complete the series again on Friday with volume 23. I've also been reading 6 volumes of Bleach on Saturday and a bevy of manga last week, most prominently completing Yu Yu Hakusho by Yoshihiro Togashi. J is for Jamaica. What was the last book you read by an author from the Caribbean? There are 2 ways for me to approach this. I can go with the most recent book by author from the Caribbean that I attempted to read and failed to read, or one that I successfully read. So the successful read was from a few years ago. I reread Omeros by Derek Walcott. It is a long, modern, epic poem inspired by Homer and the Iliad, and featuring elements of Homer and the Iliad within the text of the poem, as well as but transported to Walcott's home island of St. Lucia, I believe is where Derek Walcott was from, and a bunch of other stories as well. I'd first read Omeros back in 2006, and I thought it was okay. I did not necessarily enjoy my reread of it. It didn't really do much for me. And the Bail, which was more recent and is from last year, was my attempted Bail redemption of A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James. which I tried to read initially shortly after it won the Booker Prize. So probably like the year after. And I didn't get on with it and I bailed on it. And then last year I had a project in which I tried to bail redeem 10 contemporary classics that I previously bailed on, inspired by a triptych of videos created by Kieran of Katie Books and joined in on by Steve Donahue, which is where I got the idea to do for my final part 10 contemporary classics I must bail redeem. And that one didn't go well either. J is for Jane Austen and July. So this type was originally published in July of 2021. So in July, a number of booktubers read or reread the works of Jane Austen. And I think now Jane Austen July has extended to critical work on Jane Austen as well as histories of her time period and perhaps other works that were written and published during her lifetime. I read Jane Austen. I read Pride and Prejudice back when I was 15, so late 1998, I believe. And it didn't do much for me. And I felt no interest, no desire to ever reread Pride and Prejudice or check out anything else by Jane Austen. J.O. J is for James Joyce. What is your favorite novel by James Joyce? Nothing. I tried Ulysses and I didn't like it, so I bailed on it. And so the only thing by James Joyce that I actually read and fully completed was Dubliners, which is just okay. But I have no real interest to ever revisit him. And finally, J is for Jaguar. Enzo Ferrari described the Jaguar E-Type XKE as the most beautiful car in the world. What do I consider the most beautiful car in the world? I don't know. I'm not particularly all that interested in cars and what their aesthetics look like or are. So I will pass on that one. Anyway, that was the J tag. If you would like to do this tag, consider yourselves tagged. In your booktube, I will attempt to make a discussion video or response video here in a few moments while this video is uploading. So if there are 2 videos from me today, yay. And if there aren't, well, that video did not work out. Anyway, booktube, until I see you next time, thank you. Have a great afternoon and stay safe.